The Four Noble Truths, what Buddha said, as per Buddhism, that is, the world is full of suffering. The cause of suffering is desire. If the desire get rid of, sufferings can be, all the sufferings can be removed, and they can be done if we follow the proper way, the proper path, that is called as Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path, that it has 8 points mainly that we need to follow. They are right view, right will, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Take example of your student life. You have your exams to write. If you have right view, that is knowledge about what you want to write, what you want to do. The next, the right will, that yes, I need to get better marks, good marks in my exam. And then right speech and right action. For that, whatever you need to do, you are performing that, your right action. And then right livelihood, you are following the proper way, you are sleeping early, you are spending time for your studies, cutting down your time for your play, or you are not wasting your time. And then the right effort, that is pushing you towards the exam to get a good result. Right mindfulness, that means your memory. If you are following all these things, naturally you will, whatever you are memorizing, that will be in your memory. And right concentration while you are studying. If you are studying, you need to concentrate more, then only you can remember, right memory will be there with you. So it is a complete eightfold path. Everywhere in your life, if you see, you can implement it. I have given one example, a very small example, that every student they need to follow. But at the same time, even if you are in the playground, even if you are maintaining a good relation with your friends, everywhere this eightfold path can be useful. You are talking to someone but you are not listening. This relation cannot work good. Your friends also want you to listen. Your teacher wants you to listen to them. So it is the right mindfulness that you must have. Then only you can succeed to maintain that relation. That only Buddha said in his preaching. Next we are coming to Upanishad at this point of time, before we are going to Jainism. Upanishad, actually in this point of time, many Brahmins, they found that whatever it is given in Veda is not easily understandable. So they started working on that. Many of them, they wrote their own opinion, they wrote their own philosophical ideas, and that those all were in a form of a book that is called Upanishad. It is not written by anyone, any particular one. As we can say that Valmiki has written Ramayana, we cannot say that Upanishad is written by one particular person. But this is the time when in Upanishad we have seen that that many questions that came, that is the philosophical level is too high for the common people to understand. They were not meant for common people. Though Upanishad also came by the time when Buddhism or Jainism that came to India, that took birth, but at the same time Upanishad was not meant for common people to understand. And Upanishad was not removing the caste system. Upanishad was not out of something that Hinduism was not following at that point of time. It emphasized on philosophy of Hinduism to make people, those who can understand, make them to understand that what is our Hindu culture and all. But it described that it is Atman, individual soul, and how they can work on them doing all those salvation to get moksha. So they believe that ultimately both Atma and the Brahman, they were the one. Now at the end, they again came to a point where the caste system exists, where the language is Sanskrit, it was not understandable by common people. Many of their ideas was recorded, these all they approaching, and Upanishad is actually when the guru is teaching their students. Literally it means that near, it is coming near to the sitting nearby someone. So the guru is sitting and preaching, and all the disciples, that students, they are learning it. This is actual this is the way of the teacher student relation that is given in that is actually the conversation is recorded in Upanishad by many of the sages. Here also we have seen in Upanishad that it was a completely male dominated society. You know, this was the time when some few women only, in their own interest, they started learning Vedas, and one of them was they started learning Vedas, but they were never accepted. One of them was a Gargi. She learnt Vedas, but she was not allowed to compete with her male partner, male competitor, as they found that this lady she has more knowledge than the male dominated, the male priest, whoever on the other side. The same another one we have seen, that the Jabala, Jabala was a lady of she was a dashi at that point of time, a slave, and Shatyakam, her son. Satyakam was known by his mother's name, Jabala. This was these few very rare exceptions also we found at the time of Upanishad, but mostly it was a completely male dominated society, social system, educational system, where women and the lower caste people were never ever allowed even to learn the religious or religion properly, or to learn even the Sanskrit. Here in this point of time we have seen that naturally the common people, they find more resemblance with their life and the new ideas that is coming. Another new idea is Jainism. Jainism, the word Jina came from by the actual meaning of the word is conqueror, who conquered his desire. Again, when we are discussing about Jainism, you will find lots of similarities between Buddhism and Jainism. The most famous thinker of Jainas were Bardhaman Mahavira. There are also other thinkers, total 24 Tirthankaras, they named that, those who are the preachers of Jainism, 24 Tirthankaras were there, and it was almost 2500 years ago. Again, Bardhaman Mahavira, he was from a Kshatriya clan. He was married, he has one daughter, but again he also left his family and his friends in search of truth, that how people can live peacefully without any desire, and they must not be squeezed by any of the religious practices, how it was happening day by day. He taught simple doctrine, men and women, whoever wants to know the truth, they have to leave home. They have to leave the home, and they have to live a life where there is no desire in their life. Even he preached to leave clothes. He was completely above of all physical or mental desire, all the earthly desire in the world. He said that all beings, they long to live, so we don't have any right to kill anyone, to destroy any of the animal. Again, we can find that the sacrifices he is against of that. That went to the extent that he said, even when doing agriculture, when performing agriculture, maybe we are killing many of the small insects and other living creatures. So that also we need to stop, we have to stop. So mostly Jainism was accepted by traders, as they found it is easy to apply in their life. Now, ordinary people could understand the teachings of Mahavira and his followers because they used Prakrit language to preach their religion. It was easy for people to understand, and it was easy to question them also. Whatever they have their doubt, they were ready, they were most welcome to question. So he has given right knowledge, three major things that also if you see, we have the Four Noble Truths. It is some way we have resembles here also. Right path, you have to follow the right way to get your whatever your destiny. You have to follow the right path. You have to keep the right knowledge. You must not be misled by someone that by doing something wrong you can get something. There must be right knowledge and right conduct, that how you are behaving to the people, that is most important in Jainism. Right conduct, to follow that, what will be the right conduct, how to behave. For that he has given 5 great vows that you have to do, that not to injure any life, not to lie, not to steal, not to acquire any property, and not to lead immoral life. So every way he asks people to come out of the earthly desire, wherever it is, however it is. He asks them to come out. The followers of Mahavira were known as Jains. They had to live a very simple life. They cannot possess any of the thing that is not, they don't need, that is extra for them. They cannot keep them with them. They cannot keep them. Especially when it is given them, it was asked them that they cannot steal, not to steal anything. So they were absolutely honest. They have to follow that if they are the Jains, and they have to give up everything, including their clothes. What was the real idea of Jainism? Now it was a little it was the common people, the common social people, they found it a little difficult to leave home all the time, or to just leave their clothes, all the desires. It was not easily possible for people. So it was mainly supported by the traders. Farmers, they find it very difficult because Jainism implement life in everywhere. So when they are tilling their land, it was really tough for them to maintain the teaching of Jainism, because maybe at that point of time they are killing some of them. Even tilling land also as per Jainism, that is not appropriate, that is not accurate. So whatever it is naturally they are getting, they are asked to get them only, which was not that easily possible to get. This is over the 100 of years, Jainism spread different parts of our country, mostly in the North India, Gujarat, in the South, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. The teachings of Mahavira and his followers were transmitted orally for several centuries, and then now it is they are written down in the form of which they are presently available at a place called Vallabi, that is available, that is in Gujarat. It is that also was written almost 1500 years ago. Now if we see both these religion, we have seen few similarities. Both of them, they were preached in Prakrit or local language, or Magdi. In Magad, the local language was Magadhi. So their local language, the teachers, they started preaching common people in their local language that everyone can understand. Both the religions actually was meant for common people, not for any king, not for any ruler, that they need to follow it or they need to do that expensive rituals. It was meant for common people with their problem, with their solution. Easy to understand and follow. It was very easy for all. No complex rituals anymore. No caste system. Here, whenever they follow Buddhism, everyone is same. They follow Jainism, everyone is same. There is no higher or lower grade in the social pyramid. Both of this, Jainism and Buddhism, they introduced Sangha and monasteries. Now we will be discussing what are Sangha and what are monasteries. they both of them, they said people to come out of their desire, and they asked them to live in a place where everyone is equal. Now the people, those who are coming out from their family life, they need a place to stay, right? You can say it one type of ashramas. So people, they all gathered together, and they arranged they started staying together in a form of a sangha. It is an association where many of the people of same idea, they started staying there. Now Buddhist sangha, we have seen rules that was also implemented, that how they have to live, what are the strict discipline they have to follow. That also was a written form in the book called Vinayaka Pitaka. In the Buddhist monks, how they have to live their life in the sangha, that everything was written. Many of the sanghas, we can see that this time it was supported by renowned rulers at that point of time. It was supported by the kings, because even many kings, they also started following Buddhism, and they found it is a generous work on their side to support this monk, because they are giving a good support to the social system. And these monks, they are supposed to go for begging for their living. They need to ask them, so they were called as bhikshuni. The word actually, the meaning is vikkhuk or bhikshuni, that means the beggar. And both male female, they were accepted. Once they are in the sangha, their whatever their family background, from which caste they are, everything was just wiped out, and they are just human beings who are anyway to devote their life to serve people, to serve mankind. That was the main idea of building these sanghas. There are no quarrels, there are no fight for property. It is a peaceful life, which was actually giving, you can say, an example to the society, that how to live life peacefully. On the other side, we have seen that monasteries, actually these sangha, Buddhist monks, they started moving from one place to another place to preach their Buddha sermons and the teaching of Buddhas. So they need one place where they can stay. So they made some Buddhist temples, they are called as monasteries. Even the Jainism, for Jains also. So they started, they are usually huge structures, many of the time it was supported, it was built by the local ruler or the king who is responsible to look after the place. They supported to make those monasteries, and the Buddhist monk from one place to another place, when they are traveling, they are staying in those monasteries. They can live their life, the life they actually they supposed to live in sangha. As per Vinayaka Pitaka, that was a place for Buddhist monks or the Jainist monks to stay. Mostly the Jains, they never they have their place mostly in the nature. They love to be in the nature, but for Buddhist monks, we have seen that many of the major cities, they have some of the monasteries where Buddhist monks, they used to come, stay and preach sermon of Bhagavan Buddha. This is the point of time when we have seen that not only the king, but the rich merchants and the traders also supported both the religion. Though we have find that mostly the traders, they supported Jainism, but we have many traders were there, they generously they used to donate for both the religion, to by maybe sometimes donating their land, donating their property, donating money, anyway they supported to build those monasteries, how they can be there. And so Buddhism spread in many parts, and we have seen not only in India, later we have seen that the kings, they supported Buddhism in a way that Buddhism even spread outside of India. Though it has a birth in India, it spread out outside of India. That was the, we can say, the great factor about Buddhism. Here in Hindu societies, we have seen that there are four ashramas. The ashramas actually, the life, they divided their life into four major part, which is really very much helpful even today. We feel that even today, as per people, they can learn, they can grow, they achieve their maturity. The people, they divided ashramas. This time ashramas was very much active in the society. Ashramas, the first step, first 25 years, they said it is brahmacharya. That is the time when people can learn. They can go to Guru's ashram, they can go to school, they can learn something, because this is the time when people, the human brain is ready to accept, ready to learn anything new, and it is easy for them to learn. They even need to learn how to behave in the society. They need to learn the professional attitude also, what they must achieve in the society. 25 to 50 years, it was said at Garhasthashram, that is the time when they must get married and they must behave as a responsible citizen of the particular city or country or wherever they are residing, and they take some of the professional responsibility also to feed their family, take care of their parents and all. From the age to from 50 to 75, it was known as Banprastha. Most of the time, these age people, though they are part of the society, society is taking their knowledge, their wisdom, whatever they attain, they learn throughout their life. People started asking their opinion, they are sharing their wisdom. But at the same time, now they are leaving the worldly desire, and they are living in, they are attaining the way they can get a salvation or moksha. The last part, many of the places in Ramayana, Mahabharata, we have seen that 75 to 100 people, usually they leave their ashramas, leave their families, and they left for nature, somewhere in the forest sometimes, chanting God's name, and they devote their life being a sannyasi. Women, most of the time, they don't have their own choice to follow these ashrama. They were not allowed. It was completely meant for the male upper caste of the society. Women, they have to follow what their male partner are following, which ashrama their male partner are following. They also have to follow this. So this is as a whole the social system in 6th century BC. At that point of time, birth of new two ideas which changed the outlook of human being, how to accept religion and how to modify their life with religion.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.